Okay, there are 3 steps that we need to do to get a MandoPuter set up. The first is getting the right version of CircuitPython installed on the board. The second is copying all the files to the board. And then the third is making the changes for your environment. So what board are you using? What LCD are you using? So plug your board into a USB port with a micro USB cable, and you should see something like this. It should say CircuitPy, or can be any other name. It doesn't matter at this point. But it should enumerate. You should see something like FeatherBoot or CircuitPy. I have a Feather installed right now. Once you see it showing up on your machine, go to circuitpython.org, click the download link, and then select your board. And be careful, these things they're very similar. There's a Feather M4 Express, a Feather M0 Express, Itsy Bitsy M4 Express, and an Itsy Bitsy M0. Make sure you're selecting the right board here. So I have an M4 connected. Click on that, and then you're going to download the actual CircuitPython itself. There's a version 5, so some of the monochrome OLED displays need version 5. GitHub calls that out, so look at the GitHub instructions so you know which one you can download. But most things require version 4, so I'm going to put that on there. Just click the button to download it, and you'll see it download at the bottom. It's not very big. Okay, once it's there, we're ready to install. All you have to do install is get the board in the right mode. To do that, there's a little reset button on there. It's right next to the USB port for the Feather board, and it's at the opposite end of the board on the Itsy Bitsy. So you have to press the button twice, and you might have to try it a few times. The timing matters. So if it doesn't work, just keep trying. You'll get it eventually. So I'll do press, and you see here on the screen, I have a drive called FeatherBoot now. So now you know it's in the right mode. So you just drag this over onto that, and it'll copy. That's it. That's all it takes to install CircuitPython. Now you see I have CircuitPy back. So it's all ready to go. CircuitPython's on that board. Next thing is step 2. So go to GitHub. And then you're going to download the zip file. Everything you need is on this zip file. Just click it. Say download. Okay, it's there. Okay, so once you've downloaded it, open it up, and then just copy all the files to the CircuitPy drive. Takes a minute or two to copy. This is the thing about CircuitPython. It's very simple. You're not downloading some kind of download tool to update the code or any of that. It's just drag and drop. After it copies, you go to your CircuitPy drive, and then you want to edit this file called code.py. That's the actual code that makes this thing work. You can edit it with any program, any text editor. So if we go here, I'm just going to use Notepad. And you go in this file, and you're just going to customize a few things. If you look here, I have right now board type set to Feather, and there's no hash mark. The one below it has a hash mark. That means it's inactive. It's commented out. So if I were running an Itsy Bitsy, I would just change it. I would just comment out Feather and then remove the hash from Itsy Bitsy. And now I'm set up to run an Itsy Bitsy. So I'm going to put that back because I have a Feather. You can go down here and choose one of your displays. By default, it's on the 1.14 inch LCD. Text rotation, you can choose one of these values. The messages, you can put whatever text you want in there. These are some of the sequences that I've gotten out of the show. I don't have the full sequence yet. Delays, that's how long each of those text strings are active on the display before it switches to the next one. This is a text color. It's red by default. You can, if you read these comments, you'll pick up some tips, like you can go to this website to choose whatever color you want. You can set, by default, it's going to show the crest, it's going to show mudhorn, and there's other sizes of mudhorn. So I'm including the one that's for the 1.14 inch display, but if you go back to the GitHub website here, and then you can go to images, you can download whichever one works best for you. So you can even make your own graphic. It's just a bitmap graphic. And that's pretty much it. So once you've got this configured the way you want, all you do is save it. Done. Your board should reboot and you're all good to go. The only thing left after that is to wire up your LCD and it should just run.